Real Madrid is on a mission to take over European football. A 15th Champions League title a few weeks back won La Liga and did the double for the second time in 4 years. They're inevitable, and for a long time have been kings of Europe. See guys, Madrid's dominance in the modern era stretches back to the early 2000s, when Florentino Perez got appointed as president and changed the game. With Perez at the helm of affairs, he made it his mission to introduce a brand that would shock the world, the first batch of the Galacticos. The aim behind this was to have the best players in the world play for Madrid in their prime. Players like David Beckham, Ronaldo Nazario, Zinedine Zidane, and the most shocking one of them all, Luis Figo, from arch-rivals Barcelona. Perez's strategy worked. In the first 5 years of his reign as president, Madrid won the league twice and added a Champions League title win in 2002. But after he stepped down in 2006, the club entered the dark days. All the star names he signed early on had either retired or left the club, and rivals Barcelona had caught him up, winning the league and the Champions League too. The bad phase peaked in 2009-2010, when they had a complete season without winning a single trophy. Perez stepped down in 2006 and came back for a second term in 2009, and at that point he knew he needed a response fast, else the team would go down even further. And his answer was to produce the greatest transfer window football has ever seen. The Galacticos 2.0, Cristiano Ronaldo from Real Madrid, Kaká from AC Milan, Karim Benzema from Lyon, Xabi Alonso from Liverpool, and all these guys came in and had one task: taking Madrid to the top. See, Madrid has always been a club that produced results, unlike Barcelona and other rivals who have a certain style of player or football philosophy. For Madrid, it don't matter how they win, so long as they do, it's okay. It took a while for these new players to gel, taking heavy beatings from Barcelona in 2009 and 2011, 6-2 on home turf and 5-0 away. But once they did in the 2011-12 season, it was magical stuff. The most points by a winning team in La Liga history at the time, scored the most goals too. They didn't just win the league, they dominated it. Now, this was over. It was time to address a pressing situation that was beginning to threaten the club's status on a continental stage. It had been 10 years since they last won the Champions League. Between 2005 and 2009, they couldn't even make it past the round of 16 stage. They needed fixing, and fixing fast. After getting a complete squad makeover, the next thing Perez decided to address was the coach. He brought in Jose Mourinho in 2010, but in his third year at the club, they kept getting jinxed in semi-final stages. Mourinho left in the summer of 2013, and his replacement was a special Italian who finally broke the jinx and brought home La Decima. Carlo Ancelotti did it. Now, Madrid was back to the status of being superpower again. By 2015 though, Ancelotti left, and his replacement was the man who'd ushered in a golden era at the club, Zizou, and under him, Madrid won 3-peat back-to-back Champions League titles. See though, 2018 was a turning point in Madrid's history. After winning 3 Champions Leagues, Madrid entered a phase. The club's top scorer Cristiano Ronaldo left that summer, Zidane left, and Madrid needed another rebuild. No Ronaldo meant certain players had to step up. Madrid had signed an 18-year-old wonder kid from Brazil. Yeah, him. The plan was for Vini to develop in the club's youth system for a bit, but with Ronaldo gone, he was sent straight into the first team. And I guess all of that heavy pressure of Real Madrid's first team football got to him because in his first 2 seasons he underperformed. 2018-19 was a sad year for Madrid. They went the entire season without winning a single trophy and changed coaches twice. But by 19-20 they were up and running again. Karim Benzema had stepped up. The senior player in the team realised that they had a job to do with or without Ronaldo, and so it became a collective effort to succeed, and winning La Liga crowned the efforts. Beneath all that though, Florentino Perez began cooking a plan that would see his Madrid team dominate Europe for years to come, and the Galactico plan again. But it was going to be different. By 2020-21, the core of the team was starting to take shape. Vinicius Jr. on the left, a young kid from Santos Rodrigo goes on the right. A 22-year-old, Federico Valverde, was fighting his way into the first team. Perez was still in the early stages of his plan, and in 2021-22, he hit accelerate on it, and now everyone could see what Madrid was after. Another youngster came in, Eduardo Camavinga from Rennes, adding him to what they already had, and Madrid conquered Europe with the youngsters doing the damage. Vinicius Jr. hit the best form of his life, double-digit numbers in terms of goals and assists, including scoring the biggest goal of his club career. The goal to seal Madrid's 14th Champions League title. He was a fan favourite now, and even at that point was one of the best wingers in the world. And collectively as a team, Madrid just started cooking. Now, I talk about Vini's big moment and big season in the Champions League, But he wasn't the only youngster doing the damage for Madrid. On the right, Rodrigo Goes was cementing his place in the first team too, coming big in critical moments. He scored the winner in the opening game against Inter Milan in the Champions League group stage, but it didn't get better than his 9-minute heroics against Manchester City.
Benzema on the far side, and Rodrigo's turned it in.
Before he came on, Madrid had a 1% chance of qualifying for the final, and his brace alongside Benza's penalty sent them through. They also won La Liga that season. This was following the season when Sergio Ramos, one of the best defenders of his generation and captain of Madrid since 2014, left for PSG. Perez's strategy of signing the next generation was working. So what did he do in the next transfer window? Sign more youngsters. Aurelien Tchouameni from AS Monaco came, and Brahim Diaz was recalled from his local spell at AC Milan. They also added experience at the back. Antonio Rudiger came in from Chelsea to strengthen the team, and they got better. 3 trophies that season: the UEFA Super Cup, Club World Cup and the Spanish Super Cup. 2023 to 24 now, and you'd have gotten the memo at this point. Madrid added even more youngsters to the team. Jude Bellingham, Arda Güler, Endrick. Statement of intent: Perez had now showed the world what the Galacticos 3.0 was going to be about. Unlike previous times when he signed players at their peak, Madrid was going after them young now. They wanted the next generation to be at the club and last them for years, and that's why they went all out in signing the biggest one of the lot, Kylian Mbappe. Madrid and Mbappe go way back. Mbappe's first contact with the club in 2012, when he was there on a trial, and in the summer of 2021. With 1 year left on his contract, Madrid went for him. Perez and the team sent 2 bids of $150 million and $180 million to try and sign him, but PSG rejected both. They sent a final bid of $200 million again, but it was still the same answer. And at the time, it looked like Perez's superpowers in the game were coming to an end. It was a theory back then, and to be honest, it had a lot of weight behind it. Any player Madrid wanted, they always got. As simple as that. With Mbappe through, this one was proving to be different. PSG had said no on multiple occasions, rejected over 3 bids for him, and in January the following year, Mbappe dropped what should have been the closing chapter in the links to Madrid, signed a 3-year contract renewal with PSG. Credit to him, Perez promised that it was going to be the final chapter in negotiations with Mbappe. The case was closed, and they said nothing about it again. 2 years later, and it's safe to say Perez won this one hands down. Mbappe is going to be playing for Real Madrid in the coming season after he joined the club on a free transfer from PSG. Real Madrid is set to dominate the next decade, and it's all thanks to their new policy of signing for the future. A lot of credit has to go to the recruitment staff in the team. They transitioned from signing players at their peak to getting future talent guaranteed to succeed. Take Jude Bellingham for instance. At Borussia Dortmund, he was one of the most hyped youngsters in the world, and that's because of the massive talent and potential he had. Madrid went all out on him, paid $105 million to make him the second most expensive signing in the club's history. And in return, Bellingham delivered. He had more match-winning goals than anyone else in the team, won La Liga's Player of the Season award in the first season at Madrid, and got an assist in the Champions League final weeks back. Other youngsters like Aurelien Tchouameni have settled into the team and become important parts of it. This is a new era for the club. They successfully went from having the BBC era of Ronaldo, Bale and Benzema to Vinicius Jr., Kylian Mbappe and Rodrigo Goes. This Madrid team is set to dominate in the coming years, if all goes to plan. They'd be virtually almost unstoppable and could usher in an era of football no one has ever seen before. Scary hours, and expect you're a Madrid fan. Think the team might do differently and perform below expectations? Feel free to let us know in the comment section down below. And while you're at it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content like this.